In the last video, we started discussing the concept of regression, and we also learned to find the regression equations from a given set of data consisting two variables x and y. So I hope you have already solved a problem that was given to you. I hope you solve one more problem that I'm assigning to you here today. That is, obtain regression equation of y on x for the following data. X is 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11 and 14, and y is 1, 2, 4, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. You need to follow the exact same method that we used in the last video, and you should expect to get your answer as y is equal to 0.636x plus 0.548. I hope you do it by yourself as I had done the last sum shown in the previous video. Now, as I had discussed in the previous video, you can only use the formula given for the coefficient of regressions in the last video if given that the means of both the variables were whole number or integers. But if the means of the two variables, that is the mean of x and mean of y, are not variables or are not whole numbers or integers, that is, if they are in the form of fraction or decimals, you won't be able to use that formula. So in that case, what do? You use an alternate formula to find the coefficient of regression. What is the alternate formula? The alternate formula for regression coefficient of y on x is given as by n summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided by n summation x square minus summation x square. And the regression coefficient of x and y is given as n summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided by n summation y square minus summation y whole square. So to note this formula can alternatively used for any set of data regardless of the fact if they are in fraction or decimal form, or they are integer or whole numbers. This formula can used on any set of data given if you have to find the regression coefficients. Another important formula that we need to keep in mind is that the regression coefficient is independent of change of origin but not of scale. So change in origin and scale we have discussed it several times in case of standard deviation, in case of correlation coefficient. So here in case of regression coefficients, the regression coefficient are independent of change of origin but not of scale. That is, if the origin of the variable in this case changes, there will be no effect in the regression coefficient, but if the scale of the variables in this case changes, the regression coefficients will also correspondingly change. So let us look into it. If x and y are given variables and they are transformed into new variables u and v by the change of origin and scale, such that u is equal to x minus a divided by h and v is equal to y minus b divided by k. So here we have first have two variables x and y. The two variables x and y are given to us, and we suppose that they are transformed into new variables u and v by the change of origin and scale. That is, we first change the origin of x, that is we subtract a value, let's say a from x. By doing that we change the origin of x, and then we also change the scale of x dividing it by a value h, let's say. So the new variable thus formed, that is u, that is equal to x minus a divided by h. And similarly, by changing the origin and scale of y by b and k respectively, the new variable thus formed, that is v. Then the regression coefficient of y on x will be equal to the regression coefficient of v on u into k divided by h, and the regression coefficient of x on y will be equal to the regression coefficient of u on v into h divided by k. So it basically means that the change in origins, that is the subtraction of a and b from x and y respectively, doesn't change the value of the regression coefficients, but the change of scale by the values h and k changes the value of the regression coefficients, and that should be compensated correspondingly in the final result of finding the regression coefficients by multiplying bvu by k divided by h and multiplying buv by h divided by k to find the values of byx and bxy correspondingly. Now let's say if in case we only change the origin of x, that is u is equal to x minus a, we haven't changed the scale of x, that is we haven't divided it by anything. And let's say we have changed the origin of y, that is y by a value b, that is v is equal to y minus b. We haven't again changed the origin of y, that is we haven't divided y by minus b by anything. Then in that case the regression coefficient of y on x will be equal to the regression coefficient of v on u, and the regression coefficient of x on y will be equal to the regression coefficient of u on v. So that is, you can subtract certain value from x, and you can subtract certain value from b, and you can find the regression coefficient, and you can still get the regression coefficient byx and bxy without having to do anything at all. But again, if you change the scale and origin both, as discussed earlier, u will be equal to x minus a by h and v will be equal to x minus b by k. Then byx will be equal to k divided by h, bvu is equal to k divided by h, n summation uv minus n summation u summation v divided by n summation u square minus summation u whole square, and bxy will be equal to h divided by k into buv is equal to h divided by k into n summation uv minus summation u into summation v divided by n summation v square minus summation v whole square. So this formula holds when the origin and scale both are changed for the given variables. Now again let's move back to the point where we discuss only the change in origin, that is if u is equal to x minus a and v is equal to y minus b, then byx will be equal to bvu as discussed here, and then in that case byx can also be written as n summation uv minus summation u into summation v divided by n summation u square minus summation u whole square. That is the formula for bvu. And bxy, that is the regression coefficient between x and y, can be will be equal to buv, that is regression coefficient of u on v that will be equal to, so bxy can be written as n summation u v minus summation u into summation v divided by summation n summation v square minus summation b whole square. As this is the formula for buv, this will also be equal to bxy. Now let us see an example. So derive the regression line which you consider more important from the following data. So you are given output per 1000 units as 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15, and you are given profit per output or profit per unit, that is the profit per unit that the company or the producer earns by selling 5 units is 1.70. Profit per unit earned by the company by selling 7 units is 2.40 rupees. Profit per unit earned by selling 9 units is rupees 2.80. Profit per unit earned by selling 11 units is rupees 3.40. Profit per unit by selling 13 units is 3.70, and profit per unit by selling 15 units is 4.40. So this is the given data. So you are asked to find the regression line which you consider more important from the following data. So looking at the case, what is important here? You need to estimate the per unit profit that you can earn by selling a certain amount of output. So you need to know what amount of profit you can earn by selling different amount of output. So what you will do, you will fit a regression line for profit per output. So you will fit a regression line in terms of y in terms of x. So what we do here is, first, so when we find the regression line of y in terms of x, what we have to find? We have to find the regression coefficient of y on x, since we will be finding the regression equation of y on x, because it is important here that we know how much profit can be earned by producing different amount of output. So we can decide how much output we can actually produce to have an optimum profit or optimal profit. So I repeat again, we will find the regression equation of y on x. So here first we write down this first column, we write down the output, we take it as x. So it is given as 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15. Then we will find profit, right? Profit we write as y. So profit is given as 1.70, 2.40, 2.80, 3.40, 3.70, 4.40. So as we see here, the mean of this could be possibly an integer or a whole number, but it looks like the mean of this will not be an integer or a whole number. So we will use the alternative formula to find the coefficient of regression. But saying that, we also need to consider that the values of x and y here are pretty big and absurd. So what we do, we try to change the for our convenience, we try to change the origin of the data so that it makes it convenient for us to calculate the regression coefficient. And further, if we only change the origin, as we have discussed here, byx will be equal to bvu and bxy will be equal to buv, so it will not affect our regression coefficient, so we can easily calculate the coefficient of regression. So here output first is calculated as 5 copied down as 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15 as given here. We add this all together, we get summation x is equal to 60. So first of all, since we will have to use x bar for the final regression equation, we will have to find x bar. So what is x bar? It is equal to summation x by n, that is equal to 60 divided by 6, since there are 6 observations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it will be equal to 60 divided by 6 is equal to 10. So this is a whole number and integer. But again, let us see the value of x bar. First we'll find summation x, we add all this together, we'll have summation summation y, we add all this together, we get summation y, that is equal to 18.4. We take y bar is equal to, I forgot to put a bar here, you will have a bar here. Y bar is equal to summation y by n, that is equal to 18.4 divided by 6, that is equal to 3.07. Since one of the value is in decimals, or let's say fractions, we cannot use the formula that we had used in the earlier video, and we will have to use an alternate formula to find the coefficient of regression. So since the value of x and y are pretty big and little absurd, what we do, we change the origin. We already know the regression coefficient will not change if we change the origin. So let's say we subtract 9 from this. We take a supposed middle value and we try subtracting it. Let's say we subtract 9 from this. So since this looks to be one of the middle values, so 5 minus 9 will be minus 4, 7 minus 9 will be minus 2, 9 minus 9 will be 0, 11 minus 9 will be 2, 13 minus 9 will be 4, and 15 minus 9 will be 6. You can subtract any value you want, that is your discretion and your decision. So we get u is equal to x minus 9 is equal to minus 4, minus 2, 0, 2, 4 and 6. We add this up, we get summation u is equal to 6. Now second, we take v as y minus, again we take this as one of the middle values, 3.40. So the logic of taking this instead of this as the middle value, since we have taken this as the middle value here already, so if we take this as middle value here, the value of v will be 0 for this row itself, okay? But if we take this as the middle value, the value of v will be 0 for this row. So what happens while calculating the value uv, will have 0 for two different rows, so it will make our calculation easier. If I had taken this, we would have 0 for this and 0 for this, and 0 into 0 would become 0, but for then this we would have different value and we would still have to calculate. But if I take this as the middle value, or if I take it as b, this will also be 0 and this is already 0, this and this will be equal to 0 here, this and this also becomes 0, so it makes our calculation a little easier. So we are taking 3.40 as our b. So we subtract 3.4 from the values of y given. So 1.7 minus 3.4 is equal to minus 1.7, 2.4 minus 3.4 is equal to minus 1, 2.8 minus 3.4 is minus 0.6, 3.4 minus 3.4 is 0, 3.4 minus 3.7 minus 3.4 is 0.3, and 4.4 minus 3.4 is 1. So what we do, we add all this together, we'll get the value of summation v is equal to minus 2. We add all this together, we will get minus 2 as our summation v. Now to find summation u square, we will just take the square of this. So square of 4 is 16, square of 2 is 4, minus square of minus 4 is 16, square of minus 2 is 4, square of 0 is 0, square of 2 is 4, square of 4 is 16, square of 6 is 36. We add all this together, we will get summation u square is equal to 36. Again summation v square, we take the square of this, we get square of minus 1.7 is equal to 2.89. We take the square of minus 1 is equal to 1. We take the square of minus 0.6 is equal to 0.36. We take the square of 0 is equal to 0. We take the square of 0.3 is equal to 0.09, and we take the square of 1 is equal to 1 itself. So we add all this together, we get summation v square, that will be equal to 5.34. Now we find uv. What is uv? This into this gives us the uv. So minus 4 into minus 1.7 gives us 6.8. Minus 2 into minus 1 gives us 2. 0 into minus 0.6, 0. 2 into 0 again, 0. 4 into 0.3, 1.2, and 6 into 1 is equal to 6. We add all this together, we get summation uv is equal to 16. So now we have the values of summation u, summation v, summation u square, summation v square, and summation uv. So we find byx, that is coefficient of regression of y on x, since we have to find the equation of regression of y on x. So byx will be equal to bvu, as we have already discussed, will be equal to n summation uv minus summation u into summation v divided by n summation u square minus summation u whole square. We put the values, n is equal to 6, summation uv is equal to 16, so 6 into 16 minus summation u is equal to 6, and summation v is equal to minus 2 here, divided by again n is equal to 6 into summation u square is equal to 76 here, minus summation u is here 6, so summation u square will be 6 square, so it will be 6 into 16 will be 96, 6 here minus will be plus, 6 into 2 will be 12, so plus 12, 6 into 76 will be 456, and 6 square will be 36. So 96 plus 12 will be 108, 456 minus 36 will be 420, so it will be equal to 0.257, or we can write it as 0.26. So the required equation is, or the required line of regression of y on x is y minus y bar is equal to byx into x minus x bar, or y minus y bar here is 3.07, y minus 3.07 is equal to byx is 0.26, so is equal to 0.26 into x minus x bar is equal to 10, so x minus 10, or y minus 3.07 is equal to 2.06 x minus 2.6, because 0.26 into 10 will be 2.6, or y is equal to 0.26 x minus 2.6 plus 3.07. This minus 3.07 goes to the other side, it becomes plus 3.07, or y is equal to 0.26 x plus 0.47, and this is the required line of regression of y on x. So very simple, very easy. Now let us see another example. In the estimation of regression equation of two variables x and y, the following results were obtained: x bar is equal to 90, y bar is equal to 70, n is equal to 10. Summation small x square is equal to 6360. Summation small y square is equal to 2860. summation small x into small y is equal to 3900, where small x and small y are the deviations from the means. Obtain the two equations. So we are given x bar is equal to 90, y bar is equal to 70, n is equal to 10. Now summation x square is equal to 6360. What is small x? Deviation from the mean. So small summation small x square is equal to the square of the deviation from the mean. So summation x is equal to summation x minus x bar. So summation x square will be summation x minus x bar whole square is equal to 6360, and summation y is equal to summation y minus y bar. So summation y square will be equal to summation y minus y bar whole square is equal to 2860, and summation small x into small y is equal to summation x minus x bar into summation y minus y bar, since small x is equal to x minus x bar and small y is equal to y minus y bar is equal to 3900. So we just put the values in the formula. We use the earlier formula here. Byx is equal to summation x minus x bar minus y bar divided by summation x minus x bar whole square is equal to 3900 divided by 6360 is equal to 0.61. And bxy is equal to summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by summation x minus x bar whole square is equal to 3900 into 2860 is equal to 1.36. So the regression equation of y on x is equal to y minus y bar is equal to byx into x minus x bar. So it will be equal to y minus 70 is equal to 0.61 into x minus 90, or y is equal to, we take this 70 to the other side, y will be equal to 0.61 into x, that is 0.61 x minus 0.61 into 90 is equal to 54.9 plus 0.61 minus 90 is equal to I'm sorry, 0.61 into 90 is equal to 54.9 here. Minus here remains as minus sign here, and minus 70 comes to this side, it becomes plus 70. So it will be equal to y is equal to 0.61x plus 15.1. Similarly, we have the regression equation of y on x as x minus x bar minus bxy y minus y bar. We put the value of x bar as 90, put the value of bxy as 1.36 and put the value of y bar as 70. We calculate, we get it as x is equal to 1.36 y minus 5.2. It will be the answer. So very easy, again very simple. Now another property of regression coefficient says that byx, bxy and r have the same sign. So you need to remember this always. You always need to remember it that byx and bxy and r, that is both the regression coefficients and the correlation coefficient, will always have the same sign. So if bxy is negative, byx should also be negative, and if byx is positive, bxy should always be positive. So here a simple question again: is it possible for two regression lines to be as follows? Y is equal to minus 1.5 into x plus 7, x is equal to 0.6 y plus 9. Give reasons. So this represents a regression equation of y on x, where minus 1.5 will be the byx. So here byx is equal to minus 1.5, and this represents a regression equation of x on y, where 0.6 can represent the regression coefficient. So bxy is equal to 0.6. Since byx and bxy are of opposite signs, so this cannot be possible for two regression equations. So these two equations are not regression equations since the sign of byx and bxy are opposite. So you write, since both the regression coefficients are of different signs, the given equations cannot be regression lines. Now another question, the lines of regression of y on x and x on y are respectively y is equal to x plus 5 and 16y is equal to 9y minus 94. Find the variance of x. If the variance of y is 16, also find the covariance of x and y. So we are given the regression equation of y on x and regression equation of x on y, and we are also given the variance of y. We need to find the variance of x and we also need to find the covariance between x and y. So first let us write down the regression line of y on x is given as y is equal to x plus 5. So since here the coefficient of x is 1, so the byx will also be equal to 1. So byx is equal to 1. And again the regression line of x on y is given as 16x is equal to 9y minus 94. So first what we do, we make the coefficient of the value on the left hand side here, that is x, as 1, so that it may represent the actual form of a regression equation. So if we have to take this 16 to the other side, so what we do, we cross multiply this 16 here, so our x will be equal to 9 by 16 y minus 94 by 16. Now since the coefficient of y here is 1, so this equation can represent a regression equation of x on y. Therefore bxy here will be equal to 9 by 16, that is the coefficient of y here will be the regression coefficient of x on y, so it will be equal to 9 by 16. So now we had already discussed one formula, the coefficient of correlation r is equal to the geometric mean between the coefficient of regression, that is under root byx into bxy, or r will be equal to under root 1 into 9 by 16, since bxy here is given as 9 by 16 and bxy here is we have found out as 1. So bxy will be 1 and byx will be 1 and bxy will be 9 by 16. So under root 9 by 16 will be equal to 3 by 4. So r will be equal to 3 by 4. Now we again know the formula of regression of coefficient of coefficient of regression of y on x can be written as r into sigma y divided by sigma x. So we put the value of byx that we have found, the value of r that we have also found, and the value of sigma y that we are already given. So since we are given the value of variance of y, what is variance of y? It is sigma square y, that is equal to 16. So sigma square y is given as 16. So sigma y will be equal to 4. I'm sorry, I have written sigma x here. It won't be sigma x, it will be sigma y. Sigma y will be equal to 4, as sigma y will be under root 16. So under root 16 will be equal to 4. So sigma y will be equal to 4, as sigma square y is 16. So we put the values. byx we have already found to be 1 is equal to r we have already found to be 3 by 4 is equal to sigma y we have already found to be 4 divided by sigma x. Now we cross multiply, sigma x goes this side, 4 and 4 gets cancelled. Therefore sigma x will be equal to 3, or sigma squared x, that is the variance of x, will be the square of 3, that is equal to 9. So we found the first part of the question, that is sigma squared x, that will be equal to, or the variance of x, that will be equal to 9. Now again the regression coefficient of y on x, we again know the other formula is equal to covariance between x and y divided by sigma square x. So, or byx is given as 1. So as I was saying, byx is we have found out as to be 1. Sigma square x we have found out here to be 9, and covariance of xy we have to find out. We put the values of byx and sigma square x, we get 1 is equal to covariance between x y divided by 9. We cross multiply this, we get the value of covariance between x and y, that is equal to 9. Now final example for today. Now let's see this question, what it tries to say. The regression equation of production x on capacity utilization y of a certain form is 5x minus 3.830y plus 146.80 is equal to 0. The average capacity utilization of firm was 70% and the variance of capacity utilization is 9/16 of the variance of production. Find the average production and coefficient of correlation between production and capacity utilization. So we are given two variables. The first variable is production, we take as x, and the second variable is capacity utilization, we take as y. So we are given the regression equation of x on y is equal to 5x minus 3.830y plus 146.80 is equal to 0, where x is the production and y is the capacity of utilization. Now we are also given the average capacity utilization, that is average of y, that is equal to 70%, and we are also given the variance of capacity utilization, that is variance of y, that is equal to 9/16 of the variance of production, or it means that the variance of capacity utilization is 9, or the variance of y is equal to 9/16 of the variance of x. So find the average production and coefficient of correlation between production and capacity utilization. So now since we are given the regression equation and since we are given the average of value of y, if we put the average value of y in the regression equation, we will get the average value of x. So we can find the average production by putting y is equal to 70 in the given regression equation, that is 5x minus, we put the value of y here, so 5x minus 3.830 into 70, as 70 is the average value of production capacity, plus 146.80 is equal to 0, or 5x is equal to 268.1. we multiply it and take it to the other side, it will be plus 268 plus 0.1. This goes to the other side, it becomes minus 146.8, or 5x will be equal to 121.3. we simplify this, we will get 121.3, or x will be equal to 121.3 divided by 5 will be equal to 24.26. Again, it is given that the variance of y is equal to, as we already discussed, 9/16 of the variance of x, or summation x by summation y. We take this side and we take this to the other side, we cross multiply, So sigma x divided by sigma y will be equal to under root 16 by 9 will be equal to 4 by 3. Now we are to find the regression coefficient bxy from the given equation. So we are given the regression equation of x on y. So we take 3.830y and 146.80 on the other side, we get 5x is equal to 3.830y minus 146.80. We just took this to the other side to bring this to the actual form. Now we divide it by 5 because we don't have to need to have any coefficient of x here in the given data to bring it to the ideal form or the standard form. So we take this 5 to the other side, or we divide this entire thing by 5. So we will have x is equal to 0.766y minus 29.36. Therefore now bxy, or the regression coefficient of x on y, will be given by the coefficient of y, that is 0.766. Now again bxy is equal to r into sigma x divided by sigma y, that we have already discussed, or 0.766. we put the value here, 0.766 is equal to r into 4 by 3. 4 by 3 we have it here, sigma x by sigma y is equal to 4 by 3. So 0.766 is equal to r into 4 by 3, or r is equal to 3 by 4 into 0.66, or r is equal to 0.5745. very simple, very easy. So we will only discuss this much for this video. The remaining portion we will discuss in the coming videos or the